What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 158, being recorded on May 11th, 2022. Yes. Because 16 days to Kenobi. Oh, my God.
Oh.
But we'll get into that really fast. But I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Scott Solo.
What's up, nerds?
From a remote location, Grand Admiral Franz.
Hey, everybody, out in the mid-rim or outer rim. I don't know where the hell Oklahoma is.
It's a rim. Definitely a rim.
It's definitely a rim going on. Yeah.
We've got Bootleg Joe with us.
Hello.
And straight from his Boba Fett Chronicles, episode what? 6?
Yes.
6?
Yes.
Yeah. The Fallen Fett. Ernie, what's up, man?
Thank you. Hey, guys, what's up? And be careful how loud you say rim there, Chris. Just throwing it out there.
In my studio.
Keep you safe. Yes.
There you go. Very much.
Keep you safe.
All right. So before we get started, we will have Patreons to shout out because they make this wonderful podcast happen every single week. So, Scott, where are you with that?
I'm right here. Thanks, everybody. Thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. We really appreciate you and all that you do for us. Special shout out to Cliff, John and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 network. Hey, that's our network. Flavy Davy, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Don the Dad Dorn, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Gavin Connor of the Holy Hour All Cure podcast. I like that podcast too. Crystal Lamphere, Brandon and Anya Epler, and AJ from the Forbidden Panel. Thank every one of you. We really appreciate all of your support.
Yes. And anybody feels so inclined, the description is in the link is in the description below.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest podcast.
And Scott, don't stop there because we've got the pit. Everybody's here to talk Star Wars. So who's in there with us?
Well, we've got Gordon, who it's funny. We did our May 4th event and Gordon was there. And
Gordon.
It's always good to see Gordon. The very next day I hit Target on my way down to work and there was Gordon and Chris's wife. So, it was like a little mini May. It was a revenge of the Cinco de Mando reunion after May the 4th.
I didn't even know they knew each other.
I don't think they do, but we were all there together. So it was great. Gordon's in there. Cliff is in there. Mando, Mike, Arizona Toy Hunters Guild. Say that 5 times fast. Right. Geo the Hutt. Who else have we got here? Gavin Connor, Santo 1414, the Commander Academy, the Fallen Fett. Hey, he's right there.
How you doing?
The Toy Box of Doom. I've got to say it like that. It just sounds really impressive.
Yes.
Let me see. And Miss Sunflower. So, hey, what's up, everybody?
You guys in the pit.
Say what's up to Mike, Arizona Toy Hunters Guild. I got stickers for you guys.
Nice.
I got to meet him at Disneyland.
Oh, cool.
And also I got to see
hey, show the camera those stickers really quick, man.
Geo the Hutt was there too. Cool. So what's up? All at Disneyland.
Show your stickers, dude.
What stickers, man? I want one.
I had new stickers done when I was at May the 4th. I wasn't able to be with you guys. I was down at Disneyland celebrating the anniversary.
Because your anniversary is...
I was
this one
passing out.
I was trying to get it to be Ernie, but I don't know.
I do the same thing. It's so hard.
Machine.
So I had some
very cool, Ernie.
You guys will, and I'll get you some Arizona Toy Hunters Guild stickers as well too.
Absolutely.
And so I was down there passing out Sarlacc Digest and those as well too. So if you guys are here, new to the show, welcome. This is the Star Wars part of the show that I was telling you guys about. So Gio and Mike, it was awesome to finally meet you guys and see you and say what's up. And I hope you guys had a great Disney visit.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Very, very, very cool. Yeah, so last week was May the 4th. And Gordon Ernie is celebrating his anniversary. So, he did that on purpose. He doesn't have to hang with us. But hey, man, congrats. Happy anniversary with that.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, right. But we all got to hang out last week. I mean, we did a Star Wars trivia. Of course, we were, promoting our live event here locally. And of course, we uploaded our trivia. So anybody got to check that out. I know Cliff did, and he had some comments to say about, But Cliff, you didn't put a score in there, so I'm curious. A true to fashion score I want to see. But if anybody is so inclined to go back and view that trivia, because trivia is always fun, right? And
sometimes
yeah,
that game was a little rigged, but that's fine.
I'm not gonna tell you who won. I'm not gonna tell you what happened.
I'm not going to tell you who lost either.
I'm not gonna tell you who lost, but you might be able to guess it through.
I want a triple or nothing right now.
laughing.
One question.
Oh,
for the
you
rest
got
of
it.
the year.
Let's do this.
Oh,
right
my goodness.
now.
But
we need to do it more.
yeah. I think
I think every once in a while we should pop that out, at least quarterly, do a trivia and bring everybody on. We can bring on guests through here and bring them on and have them go against us.
we want
that'd
to
be
challenge
great,
the pit, right? We want to challenge the pit. We want to challenge the because again, it's all out of fun until it's not, right, Ernie? So
Until it's not. Right.
it's all fun until it's not.
Until you guys put down the wrong answer, and I know you did, and you're just trying to go
I
against
don't know
mine.
I don't know what this bullshit's all about right here. Wow.
Wow.
Saying Ernie won
Thank
by
you.
a mile.
Yes.
I think one means trailed.
Oh,
No.
Wait, yeah.
or
yeah,
maybe
it's
she just misspelled one
Hey.
and she meant
No.
like the number one.
yeah.
Thanks, Miss Ova. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I don't know what was going on in there, but there was a lot of trickery and wrong answers.
Tomfoolery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cliff, yes. So we did a lot better in the answering the questions from our what was it, like episode 2.5 and episode 6.5 on our SoundCloud. If anybody wants to check those out, way back then.
that was a fun one.
Yeah, we did some trivia then. So it's been a long time since we've done this, right? So I think it's going to be a regular thing on the show that we do, and a surprise thing. Like I like Chris's idea of bringing in some of these people in the pit that come and visit us every week, and just have fun with it, And with the trivia that we posted last week, post your scores on there because we are going to do a random giveaway of everybody who posted scores on there. I'm not going to announce that like what we're giving away yet, but because I want people to go in there and start doing that. But in a few weeks, maybe by celebration, we'll have that ready to go. So pump those numbers up. Go in and check out and play along with us.
And it doesn't matter if you were good or not. If you got a one, you got a one. Put it
It's
in
an
there.
entry.
You're entered for putting in your score.
What does
It'll
that
just be
mean?
I'm just saying we
One is
entered
at the
you,
top
Ernie.
of the list.
We entered.
Like,
It's not golf.
If you came in 10th, that's still you won number 1. And that's exactly what I got.
Gavin
Right.
Conner says, I think we'll forever remember how many horns are on Darth Maul's head now.
You have to.
I say that every time, and I forget every time. It's
That's
between
exactly
10
what I
and
was
10
going to
and
say.
12.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's 10.
And
And
10,
we
10.
joke about that in every line, and yet we
do.
still go 50-50 on it
We do.
every time.
because next time you'll get it right and I'll get it wrong.
Yep.
I'll say 11, you'll say 10, and yeah.
And I'll remember
Oh.
Terrence Stamp, and somebody else will say Zod. We'll go through all that. It's just,
Exactly. Oh my goodness. But yeah, guys, it's a lot of fun. Again, while we're in the mood of clicking likes and subscribing, if you haven't done so on this episode, go right ahead and feel free to smash it, right? Smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We really appreciate it. But Celebration is 15 days away from now. Kenobi is 16 days away from a double episode. And I cannot get enough of what's out there, coming out there. I've seen some more press photos. I've seen that photo with Hayden and Ewan McGregor together, and it just makes me so happy. Of course, May 4th dropped a new trailer.
Did
Yeah.
you hear it, though? Did
What
you
do you mean?
see what they were talking about in that picture of them together?
No, what was it?
Oh, my God. It's great. So they're chatting about how he went back and watched everything. Like we knew that
right, yeah.
beforehand.
Yeah.
But now Ewan McGregor addresses the point that there's somebody younger who's helping with that, taking the pictures and everything, and how they said that they were the fan. And he goes, you guys were kids when this came out. Do you understand that? And now you've grown up into it and you appreciate it. And they said there was a lot of flack for us when it came out that people were against it.
Mhm.
And he goes, and now there's a love for it, or you've
Right.
grown up to love it just like that. And then they started talking about it and how they went back into the movies. And then Hayden says, episode 3, that's a great movie. It's fantastic.
It is.
And
Yeah,
they all
fantastic
agreed with
movie.
it. Yes. And I loved it. I was sitting there as a kid, just, oh my God. If you
Yeah.
listen to it and watch it, it was great because I like how they talk about it of now, that he
Right.
addresses the
Yep.
point of this came out harsh, just like we probably someday will about the sequels.
Right.
Of it's been harsh, but oh my God, those were great, and I grew up on them. That's when
And
he
it's the
pointed out
story.
to these people. Correct.
Yeah.
And I thought it was amazing for them to be so on board with it and still show their love on how they were talking about it and everything.
That's literally, I watched Revenge of the Sith on the plane because of that, because of what he said. I'm all, you know what? He's right. It is a fantastic film. Let me watch it right now. And then on the plane and watched it.
Yeah, like I had done that not too long ago, where I went ahead and finished Clone Wars. Right now, I went right into Revenge of the Sith, and I was just like, man, it's like there is so much jam packed in that movie that it's just, you know, it's very emotional. Even at the time when we watched it, Revenge of the Sith was one of the best ones, of course. You know, it's that lead up to it, and what did we say coming right out of it? It's like, I wish this was episode 1. I wish episode 3 was 1, because there's so much in there, and then moving forward, I wanted more of this. I wanted more of that. So that's, and I think that's what
we kind of thought the prequels wouldn't go so far back as to him being a kid, right?
Right.
We had kind of figured it'd be him in his prime the whole time, and seeing him become Vader in like episode 2 as Act 2, you know, and that's where that's how we kind of headcanoned it, right? It was going to be young Jedi Knight, then he'd have his fall, and then he'd be just hardcore Vader in 3, and he got hardcore Vader in Rogue One.
Right, and that's why I'm feel that this Kenobi series is what we're going to do, because like Miss Sunflower was saying, like, you know, she wants to see, excited for the lightsaber fights between, you know, Vader and Kenobi, and we went through like the possibilities of what that can be or how they can do it and stuff. And watching this new trailer, there was so many cool points to it, and one was the building of Vader, and then in that end scene there, when Kenobi's looking past the camera, I kind of have a feeling he's staring at Vader. I don't know why, but that it just seems to me he's in the presence of Vader right there. Like,
I think he's in the presence of the Empire for sure.
Yeah.
Right, something going on there. Although, are you talking about the one where I think it looks like battle droids behind it?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just fuzzy back there. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm excited, dude. I'm
dude.
Everything about this thing I've seen, including the press tour, I'm jacked. So,
and the Vader teasing is just
I'm having trouble taking anybody's word for it, saying, "Oh, how great this is going to be," or anybody saying, "Oh, this is what you've waited." I'm to that point now where I've been jaded. I'm not screwed over. I'm not going to get into that
there yet.
You know?
Yeah, I hear you. I can understand. Yeah. I can definitely understand that, like, overhyping it. Hey, let's just bet you want to sit back and just watch something cool and let it unfold the way it unfolds, and let us geek out the way we do it.
I'll still headcan or go into stuff with theory craft and things, but I'm not going to listen to anything anybody says as far as the actors and stuff, because all thriller, no filler was bullshit. And I'm not going to go play around and listen to these guys. Oh, it's fantastic. You're going to get everything you wanted. Oh, it's hardcore. It's the battle of the century and blah, blah, rematch of the century. We'll see. I just hope it's really good. That's all I hope, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's
trying really hard.
There was also, like, one thing I wanted to pinpoint out of that. I want to pick out of that trailer was the, first off, the Inquisitor isn't fixed. I don't care what anybody says. People are saying they fixed him. Like, hey, come on. No, it is what it is.
Exactly the same.
No different.
It's exactly the same. The second was the dialogue, you know, the voiceover in it, right? And it was and I think this was deliberate. I think it was the third sister saying, you know, I want all scum and all bounty hunters after, basically, I don't know if it's after Kenobi or after Jedi in general, which gives us the Mandoverse tie-in to what we've been to the Book of Fett and everything else. Forlom, you pointed out Forlom, right? For
LOM.
I made sure I did both. Forlom,
always
for
be Forlom.
Yeah. We're getting our 6 bounty hunters eventually all across the board.
You have a picture of Forlom or 4LOM? Did we do that already last week?
No, because it came on May 4th. We didn't do a live show. Yeah.
Where's the picture?
I'll grab some photos while you guys talk.
Did I miss that? I didn't even catch Forlom in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking we're getting.
At first, I thought it was Zero at first. Chris Bartlett's character. But then when you see it and there was a high definition screen cap, and you're like, oh damn, that's 4LOM. That's
really
for sure.
Man, I missed that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mando. My Inquisitor looks like a chess club nerd with powdered makeup on. You ain't lying.
That's fair. I just fix the eyes. That's all I ask. Just the eyes. Why is that hard? You know, that's the only part.
Yeah. So Ernie, I just found the shot of Forlom. Here we go.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
He
Pretty
got their
cool, huh?
eyes right. I mean, Forlom's eyes are right. That's really
So-
cool. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
and so right there, I was like, okay, we're getting him, and there's no reason why we couldn't get the Empire Strikes Back version of Boba Fett. There's no reason why we couldn't get Cad Bane in this. And someone did point out a Cad Bane shadow in the streets of whatever that planet was when Kenobi's walking.
Yeah.
And someone outlined Cad Bane in the background, and from the hat to everything, it looks really legit. So
I saw that
would,
one. Yeah.
and this whole tie-in again with just the bounty hunters involved again, which should make it exciting.
See, we said that in the Book of Boba Fett when people were mad that Cad Bane died. He should die right there. He's old right there.
Yes,
He's way old enough to be dead. So having him there and then going back and showing him in his prime now, right after Clone Wars, after that's perfect. That's perfect to show him as a badass, not against Boba Fett there.
But
right.
Also, this is the perfect opportunity too. In the Kenobi series on this, like to have the confrontation with Boba Fett. The Boba Fett that everybody wanted in the book, right? Exactly.
While going after Kenobi.
There we go.
They keep butting heads against him, and
go.
they're screwing each other up in the background. They keep running into each other and stopping each other.
And then they have their confrontation, Cad Bane and Boba Fett, and he gets the dented helmet. Man. So,
yeah, I'm in.
That'd be pretty cool.
Stop it.
I know, right?
I know.
I'm in.
I didn't even think of any of this before, and now I'm all, oh my God.
Sold.
Obi-Wan's going to be the show. Yeah,
no, we need Dengar
insane.
and Bosk. Dengar, Bosk, and Zuckuss are the only three. I think IG-11 or 88 was. We haven't got him yet, have we?
No, we're only got Boba Fett.
That was the big
And
rumor
Forlom
for
now.
the Mandalorian. was
Forlom. We got 4
IG-88.
more.
Okay, so plenty of opportunities for them to all show up eventually. So no, it's really cool, man. I really enjoyed the trailer. Again, it didn't really show us a lot more, but it showed us just enough. Again, it's the hype and whatnot, and it makes me so excited for what we're going to get, the double episode.
Do you think that voiceover is Palpatine? I keep listening to it, and I can. There's one of it that says voice, like voice 1,
right?
And then when it becomes the Inquisitor talking, it says Grand Inquisitor.
I think it's the Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah,
I think it's partially Palpatine at first, and then
I think so
about
too, man.
The way to catch a Jedi is patience.
And then what did Ian McDiarmid say? He's not done playing.
Yeah,
he came out and said something about he is revising his role as the Emperor, but we don't know.
He said he does exist in a time frame with shows coming out right now, and he existed too. Kenobi and Andor. He could be in both of them for all we know.
Absolutely.
And he should be. He should be in both of them. He's the boss of the entire galaxy during these two shows. Why
absolutely should be involved in both series at this point. The Empire at the height of the Empire, what it is during the Kenobi era.
They're trying to take down the main Empire. He is the Empire, so you'd think he'd be in Andor. And then in this deal, you're dealing with Vader and Obi-Wan. How can you not deal with Palpatine? It just it's like Qui-Gon and Palpatine belong in both of them. Or belong in them.
Absolutely.
Do you think Palpatine's going to be the one to feel Kenobi and tell Vader?
Yeah, that's dirty.
No, I think it'll be one of those things where he's questioning Vader and his allegiance again. Why do you feel this and I don't? Like the strange you felt Luke and I didn't. That kind of thing.
Right.
One of those things pointing to Anakin's connection still to people.
And that's a great tie-in with the comic books, right? Well, all the Vader comics, because there is that second guessing on every turn of the Emperor and Vader. I mean, they go at it. And Vader is doing things behind the Emperor's back. The Emperor is doing things behind Vader's back, and they're constantly challenging each other. And of course, the Emperor gets the upper hand.
Same thing in the books, and that's how the Sith are, right? So
Now, I did pull up a few screenshots here that we can go over.
Sure.
One of them, first off, to point out Chris's point, the Inquisitor has not been fixed. The Grand Inquisitor looks exactly the same.
I'm just going to buy it, and it is what it is.
Exactly.
I'm going to say this is first, and they stylized it in Rebels.
That works.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Just like Rebels stylized every character.
Correct.
All right. So, and then we're bypassing probably one of the most critical exchanges in the whole trailer so far, and that is this one.
Oh. The emotional damage scene.
Yes. Where Obi-Wan says, when he's old enough, he will have to be trained. Right. And Owen says, like you trained his father? Ooh. And it pans back to Obi-Wan and you see him just crestfallen with that comment.
And that's
the acting coaches in the background yelling, burn. Right.
Yeah.
Burn.
And that's where I've told you guys in the beginning, right? Like this is where I think the series should go is a very downbeaten Obi-Wan and the somber Obi-Wan, and constantly reminded of his failure, basically, of Anakin. Where did he go wrong? And that's I think that's going to be awesome. And I do think that even though we might get a rampaging Vader or a mean Vader, I think he's going to have to be tormented also.
Yeah.
And that would make a lot of sense to me if Vader has the conflict too, you know. Yeah.
And then we had this shot of Camille, what's his name? Nanjani. I forget what his first name is. And if you look pretty closely there, that looks like a Jedi robe that he's wearing.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Of course, everybody on Tatooine wears that outfit too. But
very true.
He looks like he's in trouble here. He looks like he's being hunted. Could this be who we see hanged from the Inquisitor in the desert?
Yeah.
Is he one of the lost Jedi, one of the hiding Jedi, the Inquisitors are out there looking for him. So
yeah.
And maybe he led them to Kenobi by mistake. They followed him and found Kenobi.
Right.
There we go. That could be. And then I haven't had an opportunity yet to grab my old Arabesh translator, but there is this.
Oh, I did see that translated. It's wanted Obi-Wan Kenobi for crimes against the Empire or whatever.
He's got a mugshot. It's awesome.
He does have a mugshot. It's incredible. I love that.
Also the same TVs.
Yeah.
And then
that looks just like the comics. When you look at the comics, they have a screen like that, right? When they had all the Jedi that still existed and who was exterminated and who was still at large. That's when we knew a couple people were still known to be alive. Right. And it was the same exact look on this. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I got a kick out of this photo. It's kind of blurry, so I apologize for that. But
that's cool.
Obi-Wan with his, his most uncivilized weapon. We've got a dead stormtrooper to his left and a destroyed probe droid over there over his right shoulder.
Yep.
Obi-Wan is kind of kicking some ass right here. I'm loving this shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. They found him, and he's got to blast his way through. This is so cool. This is it's the and Gio the Hutt mentioned Cal Kestis because there's a rumor that he might run into Cal Kestis in this series and stuff.
That came from a quote from McGregor where he said they had to be really careful about canon and specifically called out matching up with video games. He didn't say books and comics. He specifically said video games.
Yeah. And because, Fallen Order 2, that's the rumor of where this might take place, the 5-year jump or something like that into the Kenobi series.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then, and last but not least, I will throw this one out here because, Yeah.
What a great teaser, man. Like, again, less is more. We saw Vader being assembled at this point with the chest plate coming into,
and the arms. His arm getting plugged in.
Yeah. And, I thought that was perfect. I just, wow. I mean,
I love that there's probably going to be a scene right here with him without a cape. Like we all had that figure where he lost his cape or tore his cape up. We're about to have Vader capeless. It'll all be cool.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. A great teaser for Vader right there. I was almost like when I was watching this, I was always on the mindset of Chris. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done because now I want to sit, and when I watch it, I just want to be like jumping up and clapping like I do all the time, when I watch these things. So
but that chest plate going on is still the big shit. Like we've never seen that in 45 years. Like wow, we've seen the helmet go on a couple different times and them apart, but I've just never ever thought about that piece and
getting
just a cool new add to his lore,
So with everything that we've seen, how far into the series do you think we have actually glimpsed? Do you think this is only the first couple of episodes? Do you think this is everything we're going to see on that particular Friday whenever the show debuts?
First 20 minutes.
Yeah, for history tells us that most of these trailers and stuff are usually the first two episodes at least,
max.
And then maybe a snippet here from like a ship coming in or something. It's from like
it's like the dinner scene in Boba Fett that didn't happen until like episode 4 or 5. So I mean, that took a while to get there. We did see a lot of stuff spread out over the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'm hoping that these are hour-long episodes, 50 minutes to an hour. I think that the show deserves something like that since this is a one-off series, right? And
we're getting two to start with.
Yeah, we're getting a double. And if they come in at 20, 30 minutes like the Book of Fett, I'll be like,
it's going to be
20, 30 minutes, man.
Yeah.
We're going to rush things again, I think.
I tell you
Moon
what,
Knight was 45 minutes to 50 minutes per episode. And that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, if you look at it that way, it is an hour-long TV show with commercial time in there. That's what they should give us. And
I was going to say the same, and that was a perfect 6-episode arc.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. For a character we had no history about. I didn't have any history on Moon Knight, right? Yeah. Now I understood it, and it was a complex story there involved. It took me a minute to figure out what was going on there. This is Obi-Wan. We understand Obi-Wan. We understand Anakin Vader. We understand all this dynamic and what's going on. We get the Inquisitors, so they can just jump right into the stuff.
Yeah. Let's hope that they don't think that because we know all of this information about Obi-Wan that they shorten the series.
Well,
oh no, they'll definitely go into stuff in flashbacks and all. Kind of like Batman, you always get your stuff, even though you know it, right? Important stuff. It's just we don't have to go through a whole lot of.
Oh God, are we gonna meet Martha Kenobi? I really don't want to meet Martha Kenobi.
I hope so hard that her name is Martha.
But also, the shorter episodes do come in when there's series involved. Like this is season 1, 2, 3. Like even Loki were short because there was a season, part 2 or whatever. Bad Batches were short. Mando's short. Boba Fett's short because it's all part of the Mando. The longer ones is the one-offs, right? Moon Knight's the longer ones, and I'm just trying to see some sort of.
There's no rhyme or reason, dude. It just goes how the story goes. Is what they're doing. Yeah. And as long as it's, like I said, 45 minutes or so times 6, cool. I'm okay with that because you're going to get an hour and a half for 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that, or 4.5 hours worth of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in.
That's like two full movies right there. So,
yeah.
No, it's cool. And to kind of jump ship a little bit, you guys mentioned, or we were mentioning, the bounty hunters and the hype, but Chris was mentioning the hype, right? Hype of Boba Fett, and he's referring to Boba Fett, the Book of Fett.
Oh, specifically, yes.
And like I said, I saw it a little differently, Chris. A little bit different. Like I feel we got a lot of killer in every episode, and I don't know what else to know what Boba Fett's doing. Like it's hard to have him be the time changing character that's going to change the story going forward, all these other places like the Mandalorian canon, the Kenobi, and Boba Fett is it is what it is. And when I watched the gallery, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the gallery. That came out also on May 4th too. So watching that really, really, really reinforced everything that I got out of the Book of Fett series. The tie, of course, the whole tie-in of the Manda and why they did and stuff like that. It was the changing character. And having, like I said, now, if we have Boba Fett I hope everybody understands this. When they see it, when you see Boba Fett in Kenobi, when you see him, I'm just going to say it, when you see him in Kenobi, he's going to be the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy. When you catch up to him in the Book of Fett Mando part, he's this changed person with a changed identity, everything.
I've always understood that. I've always got that. I got that this is a post-Sarlacc Boba that's softer and at least in spirit, if not body and everything else, right? He's a softer type person. I get that. My whole thing was, why? Why did he want to do exactly what he did instead of something else? Why did he want to think that taking over a crime, you know what I mean? I've had that discussion a couple of times.
Yeah.
I just think that wasn't played out very well at all. I just think that with the pacing of it, the timing of it, they never really. You had to put it all together, which is fine. I don't need it all hand or spoon fed to me, but it just wasn't in a clean way. It just didn't be like, there you go. That was cool. It wrapped up. And I thought even the revenge scene in Slave One going over the people and just being done in 5 seconds was kind of a cheap way to do it. I think he should have done a little bit, somebody right in the face. There's a lot of things about the character and the show that I just thought missed the mark, and they rushed through some things and they didn't.
Well, I think the rushing is 100%. The rushing is what hurt it. Rushing through scenes and not letting them marinate and again.
Well, also they took too long on other stuff, right? I mean, they cut down a little bit of some other things and put the story we need in there. It's just,
Right. No, I agree. Like I said, with your sentiment and Miss Sunshine sentiment, we're saying like the story was not smooth sailing. It did not jive together. Yeah, I agree 100%. The not jiving part. Well, taking a step back,
I can't believe everything you guys said was just absolutely completely wrong. But
well,
Boba Fett is the star of the Star Wars universe. It's not Skywalker. It's not anything. You guys just haven't adapted and grown to that point yet.
Right.
Oh,
but
I'm pretty sure all of us for the first 4 or 5 episodes were like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You'll understand,
right?
No, especially the Fallen Fett. Yeah.
Not one of us was super happy and like, "Oh man, this is all killer." And not one of you better say you were, because none of us were, right? Not until all of a sudden Mando showed up and we're like, "Hell yeah, here we go."
Well,
wait, now we're excited because somebody else is in Boba Fett. That sucks. And then we had that problem, right? And then in the end, you're like, okay, it kind of meshed together. It's okay. But then no way is that a no thriller, no filler type comment before the series comes out. Unless you're going to do it right there and let them all out at once. And if you're doing that week by week, there's plenty of filler, man.
The only thing I can think of is there's more to come.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
It was the setup. That's what I'm saying. It was the setup by Rodriguez. It got me overhyped. And that's why I don't listen to anything any of the actors or directors say anymore, because I trusted that 100% that I was going to be shitting my pants every week. And it took me 5 to even get a shart out. All right. So it was like, there we go. I should have had it in episode 1.
Yeah.
Boom. Well, angry Chris stuck in a hotel.
No, exactly. But here's the thing: is I agree. I see all that stuff. What the Disney Gallery thing really helped me take a step back and be like appreciate the Boba Fett character himself as the growth. You know what I mean? And choosing and even Jon Favreau said it really well on the thing was like, you can't just take a character and have them blasting people every scene and not do anything with that. Like not. Like
not having growth,
180 at the end,
not having any development.
Yeah, and he took Boba Fett. They took Boba Fett and they did that. Now, I think a lot of people disagreed with using Boba Fett as that turning character, right? Because he's a badass. He's Boba Fett, and to me personally, I was like, I grew to like accept that, like, okay, I see how this is like a brand new Fett, but also we could still get the the fear, like when he enters a room, everybody scatters and he just starts incinerating everybody.
And that's not where we are with him right now. That's not
right now.
Point blank, no, it is not striking fear in anybody.
No, exactly.
He's got to walk in the room and introduce himself in order for people to understand who he is.
Only the little droid was scared, shut down. But
Boba Fett. Yeah, the most aggressive thing he did up until that point.
Yeah, I believe they missed some marks a little bit on the
And again, I'm a fan of it all. You know me. I mean, I'm going to watch it. It's all part of the story. And we can, at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, this is what Boba Fett's character is now, no matter how the story went. I just think the execution on the story sucked. I could put it all together myself in my head.
But the thing was on TV. I rewatched it. I binged it, and it works so much better as a binged show than it did as a weekly serial. It just flows better. And I think it suffered from that.
Yeah,
100%. That's the one benefit that Netflix has and Amazon Prime has over Disney Plus and Paramount Plus is Netflix and Amazon. They let everything out all at once, and we've got to go weekly with all these other platforms.
I know I said it like 100 times, but the Cobra Kai, that is made for a weekly serial, right?
Yeah.
Every single week you're left. Every single episode is like a freaking cliffhanger, and you want to like, oh, what's the next one? And you go and watch it. That's why you binge that whole episode. I have not taken 2 days to watch a Cobra Kai season. Yeah, you know what I mean? I watch them all right then, and it's because you want to watch that next episode. You're ready. That would work as a weekly because you'd be hungry for it every week, right? And then you go to something. Stranger Things is kind of the same way. You kind. Well, no, I'd rather binge that too because those get kind of slow between. Peacemaker worked great on a week to week, but they gave us the first couple of episodes up front, like Kenobi's doing, and that worked to get you into it. So same type of thing. Boba Fett would have needed to give us the first 4 episodes for me to be like, all right, I got that piece, But
I also got the sense that like I said, listening to Rodriguez talk and Jon Favreau and all these people talk about the Fett, I think that the stuff that we deemed important, they didn't. Like as fans, like the people who said like the purpose, the why, they're like it's right there. It might not be glaring,
might be the answer we're looking for.
Yeah, but it might not be as important to them to for them to answer those questions as we were looking for those questions and answers, right? So, and that's what I got out of like listening to, because they were more focused on the character development itself, not basically why
No,
he's there doing this.
the thing
crime
was the
work.
family, right? They were pulling the family, but that's what I mean. I don't know why he wants to run a crime family like that. That's my thing, right? If you want friends, you want to get allies, you want to start your own guild, you want to start your own thing and have friends, go do that. But to run a crime family and do something you're completely not ready for, and it's not your skill set.
No, it wasn't a skill set, and I think that's where the funny part was. It wasn't his specialty, but he mentioned it to Fennec. He's like, why are we dying for these people? Let's be the ones who pull the strings. And and again, it's a fleeting plot line that they wrote in there that we were like, wait a second, put your finger on the pulse there and explore that a little bit further. And they didn't. And I think, and that's, again, watching that behind the scenes, which was very good and very, very cool. They didn't seem to have that. That wasn't important to them, like I said, or it was satisfied to them. Like that was it.
I absolutely loved Ming-Na Wen talking about 8D8 and the fact that she is such a huge Star Wars fan.
And she even knew who that was, right?
So,
I know, right?
Out over everything, and I absolutely love that. And Rosario Dawson thinking that she was going to be working with Plo Koon, and she's thinking in her head, how's that going to work? Isn't he dead? Wait, okay, whatever. And then she shows up and it's Luke.
Right.
I'm like, just the excitement on her face and the interaction she had with R2 on set and all that. I'm just like, we need more of Ahsoka and R2 working together.
I love that she knew that Plo Koon would be dead. That's important, right? That means she knows her stuff. She at least done her research if she didn't watch it the whole time and pay attention. Right. And she may have, I don't know how much of a fan she is, but she's friends with Kevin Smith and everybody. They've got to know things, right? I'm sure he's made everybody watch it and cry. Well,
if she did her research, she knows that Plo Koon was the one who found her and trained her and stuff like that too. So.
And I would think so. That's neat to me when I see an actor like that come into the series and know something that's not obscure. I mean, we know Plo Koon's dead, but obscure to a normal person, to a fuggle, right? It's like, oh, all right.
Right.
That's good.
Right. Well, speaking of Ahsoka, it started production. The series started production this week too. Officially.
Yesterday?
I mean, it was a tweet or something like that, right? The Ahsoka chair with Filoni's hat right there.
Filoni's hat right there on it.
That made me happy. Filoni's hat on Ahsoka's it was so funny. Like I looked at that, and not only was I happy that Ahsoka series is getting kicked off, it was Filoni's hat right there as a direct message. Like, I got this, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's how I saw
every
it.
time, even on the gallery, every time Filoni talked, I was just like, I get it. I get exactly what you said. I mean, I trust you. Here it is. Where the hell were you before? But
that also means any day we're getting our casting. I'm telling you, Ezra and Thrawn.
Well,
any day.
I think Celebration is they're gonna pull it, and that's gonna be pay attention to Thursday's opening ceremonies, because that is the Disney Plus showcase, and I want to say that if any fireworks are going to happen, any announcements, or like you said, casting for Ahsoka, casting Ahsoka would make perfect sense. Don't think they'll be there if they're doing production, but at least announcement, right? So,
I think they would take a day off to pop over. Where's the studios? Where do they do it? Up at?
I think the volume is
Hollywood, isn't it?
Yeah, it's over here. It's in L.A. somewhere, but it's God,
then what would it stop them from going a couple hours out of their way to do that thing and run back and do their job? I
don't think they'll be on the floor like signing autographs and doing photo ops, but they could absolutely pop up on stage and do a thing.
Do a panel and bounce.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get any trailers from
not for Ahsoka?
Andor. Andor and Bad Batch,
Andor.
I think we'll get. Yeah.
Maybe another little sneak peek of Kenobi or something. Or
no, Kenobi's gonna be out. It's gonna be 2 episodes.
I'm talking about like later on, like more stuff later.
I think no, because in a month we'll have all the Gold Kenobi. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, once it starts, we won't get any new commercials.
Yeah.
It'll just
there is a Kenobi panel though, but
yeah.
Miss Sunflower has any news if they're going to live stream the panels? In the past they have. So I would say, I want to say yes. I know that all the I don't know if it's on StarWars.com or Celebration. They have a YouTube channel, but they have usually in the past. I don't know if it's been live streamed. It's always been like pre-recorded, but it comes out that day. So any panels that they would do, you would eventually see them.
I know the last, like whenever they did the Rise of Skywalker, that was all live streamed. So they had the panel, and then there was the the trailer, and then the lights came back on, and Ian McDiarmid was standing there.
That's right, because I remember watching it live.
Yeah,
and I had friends there, and they were texting me, like they were taking snapshots of like, oh my god, Ian McDiarmid's in, and I was watching it when they were doing it. So
yeah,
I hope so. I hope they live stream it for everybody. I mean, it makes sense. Why wouldn't they? Miss Sunflower is also concept art for Ahsoka and Andor. I want to say they'll probably have a costume area that they do a lot of times, celebration, and it might be Kenobi or it might be Andor at least. But I'm expecting an Andor
trailer,
heavy something.
One Andor probably trailer.
Yeah.
What's the first one called? Not the trailer, the
teaser.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's a sizzle reel, right? A sizzle reel.
A sizzle reel would be amazing too. Like they're greenlit for 3 seasons and a 3-season arc. So, I mean, that's not set in stone. That was like what the things, but it's pretty solid.
Right.
But 3-season arc, which makes me thrilled, because like we've talked about this the last time, it was like, it's not the fact that seasons get greenlit for a second one because people love and it's good. It means that they have to get this content out there for the overall picture, and hopefully it's good, right? That's the goal, I think.
Isn't that weird that it's something set back that far that is so important to the overall picture?
You would think, like,
look at what
being
Bad Batch is doing with Mount Tantus. I mean, and that's 20 years. Or what, 32 years before Mandalorian?
Yeah.
So
I'd argue that Bad Batch could have been done in 3 or 4 episodes, and we could have had 3 seasons worth in that one episode.
Basically, you could have. You really could have.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I think we're going to see at that Disney Plus panel is we're going to see a Bad Batch trailer.
Yeah. So I'm expecting Bad Batch and/or trailers. I'm expecting a showroom of Andor, like the costumes and stuff, models and stuff or whatever, or Kenobi. Kenobi makes sense too to have that displayed since it's already archived and done. Kevin Feige was heard today or yesterday saying that he's still doing this Star Wars project, and this is fun. And again,
somebody's working on it right now.
Yeah, he's working on it right now, and he said that it's not necessarily direct connected to what
we've seen.
And a lot of people took it as non-canon. I don't take it as non-canon. I take it as something happening
elsewhere.
It's just not connected to Skywalker. That's all.
Right. Yeah. So I saw that, and I heard people saying like, "Oh, he's doing like like a vision or his own thing." I said, not necessarely. It could be like this separate part of the galaxy, its own Star Wars universe.
He didn't even say nothing Skywalker. He just said nothing. Right. It doesn't connect to anything going on right now.
Yeah, and that's end quote.
And that's specific. That means it's something went on at some point. It's going to connect to probably. People take that too far. He's not going to go on a what if or a off canon.
No. But that's exciting that like I said here, we've heard about these projects 2 years ago or a year ago, to have it come like, okay, we're getting a little traction with it, and I think getting out of COVID and all this thing, I think a lot of things are going to start heating up again and getting these projects back in the slate and pumping out a lot of stuff. Even like I said, but the rest of this year from Kenobi at the end of the year, I mean, we're gonna be busy. There's gonna be a lot of Star Wars out.
I hope so, man, because we got a slate from Marvel, and just about all those movies we've got dates for all the movies and all the TV shows that were on that Marvel slate, and we got a Star Wars slate, and we've seen 2 things. We've seen the Bad Batch, and we've seen Book of Boba Fett, and that's pretty much
for this year. Didn't we think we were going to get 53? We'd have overlapping stuff. We thought
the way they were hyping
slate,
it.
It was like
there was like
continuous. Yeah, the possibilities could have been overlapped. Like I said, I understand if it's like we have to get this out before we get this out. As far as time frames and stuff, and that's where I think I'm going. Like I said, like Andor has been in the can for a long time, but they can't do it until Kenobi's done. Or they can't do it until maybe Bad Batch season 2, because there's direct ties that Andor picks things up with Mount Tan, stuff like that. So
I'm sure. Yeah.
So and I'm okay with it. I think for the most part, Star Wars fans are okay with it. We don't want rushed content. We want good content.
Right.
So
we've seen what happens when it gets rushed.
Yeah. So the next slate, it's going to be like, it's going to have these things on there, and here's yet to be even seen, but they're filmed, ready to go. They're having like a funnel, right? And then we'll get this timeline just start to connect. What like you mentioned, the muggles, right? We say, and it's going to be hard for them because I'm still constantly explaining to people time frame. Like Kenobi, yes, it's this. It takes place before A New Hope. It's Luke is a 10-year-old. It's the okay, but Mandalorian is after. It's like, yeah, we all get it. Everybody in the pit gets it, and we can go right there in our heads, like immediately go to specific times and whatnot. But and I think this is where and Marvel is having that same problem too. I think it's the content, the Disney content versus theatrical content. You know, you got to consume it all at this point. You have to consume both. You know, and which makes it great.
It's like Doctor Strange, because just saw Doctor Strange. It works as a standalone movie. However, if you saw WandaVision, it works so much better.
Yes. There are things in there that you can watch, like Doctor Strange, go like scratch your head if you've never seen one. Like, what's going on? Why is the Scarlet Witch? Why is she like this? Why is she bad? I thought she was good. You know, she was good. She helped save. She's an Avenger, right? And so you kind of like, there's a lot of people who slept on WandaVision because it was that ramp up to an awesome series. And that's why
I'm way more into the Disney Plus series with Marvel.
I am too. I like it. Doctor Strange 2 is awesome, by the way, though. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It's not something that I like repeat watch, you know? Yeah, I won't like repeat watch it like I do with No Way Home and stuff, but it's just a very cool movie.
It's the first horror movie in Marvel. I would say it's a horror movie. I mean, there are straight up scenes that are straight out of the Army of Darkness, and it's
like you said, very Sam Raimi, dude. Like
very Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
There's a couple scenes in there where I'm like, oh my God, this got a PG-13 rating. There's some violence in that is like, oh my God.
I mean, I know we're switching to the but again, it's just the importance of consuming Disney and theatrical too. Like, or Disney Plus. What I'm saying is like they should have watched What If. Just saying, I'm not going to say anything else. You should have watched. Like that made me kind of happy. Like, wait, What If wasn't a throwaway thing. But
see how What If matters now. That's why Star Wars doesn't need to touch all this shit. And all that, I don't want a multiverse in Star Wars. I know people talk about the world between worlds and things like that, changing things, and that creates a rift, you know. And I don't want any of that. I don't want What If.
Because like I said, what Marvel's not backing himself in the corner there. What they're doing is painting a huge outlet for mistakes.
There's no corner anymore. They removed the corners.
That's what I'm saying. There's no corner. They backed themselves. They painted out of a corner into this open, like Star Trek did with the whole time travel thing and bringing back people and read, you know, stuff like that. So again, Star Wars was always opposite of all this stuff. It was a progressive story. You know, hopefully, you know, when I say deaths mean something, yes, I know Darth Maul came back 1,000 times. I know that you cut someone in half and they can't. But at the same time,
that's the thing with evil,
he had a great arc.
You know, it's hard to kill evil. The people coming back all the time are dead. Are evil people.
Yeah.
Right. Darth Maul comes back. Emperor comes back. You know, Anakin gets put back as Darth Vader. It's all that kind of stuff. The dead are usually the bad guys, except for Force ghosts, but they're not doing anything. They're actually being dicks because they're not warning anybody. Right. So I mean, it's not like you have any people do die. You know, Leia's dead. Han is dead. He came back in a vision. You know, the good guys die.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And it's that trade-off, right? Like if you're a Jedi and you become one with the Force, you can influence and you can still teach and basically live on influencing your, you know, other people. When it comes to Sith, you might be able to prolong this life, but every time you come back, you're corrupted, you're more evil, you're more damaged, but you're more powerful. And it's that whole thing where you know, inevitably your downfall is inevitable. Like you're not going, like the Emperor, he knew it, Darth Vader, Darth Maul, even going back to Revan. I mean, it's like the whole thing is like every time they're living on the physical realm, they're more powerful yet more corrupted damaged. and damaged.
Well,
and all
they don't usually see it as they're not the end of it, right? There's more to live on. Like Bane, he wasn't worried about dominating now. He was worried about dominating for generations.
Legacy. He was worried about his legacy.
His legacy and the Sith living on, and that's why they're different. Sith magic, dark magic. There's different things that keep these guys going. So
Yeah.
I think it is different here. And the only one that's ever kind of like skirted death was that whole world between world thing with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Right. That's the closest thing to it, and wanting to go save Kanan and not doing it. And I think the lesson there should be like, you're right. I like that message should have been like, we're not multiversing here. Ha ha, suckers. Let's destroy the world between worlds. So this is never going to happen, you know?
But also, and also I like just to kind of like flesh out world between worlds a little bit, because the more I think about it, like you watch it and you still, at the first I was so confused, and it was that dangerous. Everybody thought like, oh my God, Star Wars is introducing time travel. And say it was something that Palpatine was conjuring. He's something that he couldn't physically enter himself, so he used Ezra to do that. And it was, and I always look at it like it was a dark side power for him to manipulate that flow, that the force flow, or what it was. Not necessarily it's something where anybody could just go in there and go to any pinpoint time or whatever. It was something in that arc, I think. And this is how I'm trying to get my head out of it. Like it's destroyed, or it can't be conjured up again. You have to be this ultimate Sith Lord to do this, or because it's a dark side power kind of deal.
Well, because it was created, I think, by the Father, the Son, and the Father probably created it, right? Because that's who the clocks were. He was trying to get in. He didn't have a way in, and he was linking with them with dark side magic. He was working his thing. He knew they were there, and somehow he went in there. I don't think he was conjuring the place. Yeah, no, he wasn't conjuring the place. Yeah. It existed in that temple, right? And then, as a matter of fact, they kind of messed with it differently than that. Like when he spoke with Yoda, when he found his crystal.
That's exactly what I was about to say. He was in the world between worlds whenever he was there. You saw it. He was standing on one of those circles, and the galaxy was surrounding him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's not just it just happens that Darkseid was trying to get in, he wasn't allowed in. Yeah. But Ezra went through the front door.
Yeah, he was trying to use Ezra as a conduit to get into the world between worlds. And if Palpatine would have gotten in there, holy hell, that would have been. Yeah.
He would have went through everything and destroyed everybody at birth, like all the Jedi. He'd have had it easy. So
I would like to.
And his to live forever would have happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
That whole plan. So that fits into there.
Yeah, we need to sit down with Filoni to have him really explain his thought process and why.
You got this.
And is he going to utilize it again? That's what I think the big question is.
I don't think so. I think that's why there was the importance placed on Lothal, and why there was a Jedi temple on Lothal. I think Lothal was some kind of a force nexus right there where they could go in and out of. Mm-hmm. That's it. That is the one place, the one temple where that could happen. That's what I would like to think. That way it can't be touched. It's been destroyed. Let it be. It happened, and it's done now. And just let's move forward.
And it was the only way to get Ahsoka to live. It's like is that the reason why he did it? We
don't know if that really changed anything.
Yeah, that's very true.
We don't know that she was going to die there. That was never kind of said. The building came down. Vader lived.
Right. Yeah. Right.
So they could have crashed down. They both went separate ways. All that kind of stuff. Anyway,
very true, Chris.
He could have taken her prisoner.
Well, because Vader could have mentioned it. I killed you. You know, I thought I killed you.
Yeah. All he says is, the apprentice lives, because he has no idea if she survived. Right.
Right.
Oh, that was later. That was before.
But he did see her get sucked through the world between worlds, right? She disappeared on him. So
yeah.
Damn it! I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying to make like this whole thing where
she came back aged, right?
No. Oh, well,
where did she go to?
Oh, we don't know.
No, so
they put her back. They put her back in the past. So when we saw her,
but she was aged, right? Yeah.
No, he pulled her out regular. Then he put her back the same, and then the next time we saw her, it was post Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Right.
So she did come back.
Why we didn't see her, right?
He put her back.
We didn't see her. She grew more, right? Because he put her back a couple years, and she went forward a couple years, and then she was taller. The Montrell was the gray.
Yeah.
Right.
Gandalf the gray. Move. Yeah.
So I kind of do feel like it was some type of explaining, right? Somehow to explain missing from the movies, maybe, and story and Clone Wars.
Well, I think I think there's still some explaining there because she's around during the rebellion. Mm-hmm. It's not like she's gone, but there's something going on where maybe she just takes off looking for Ezra right away. right after he leaves. It's her because there is some explaining to do for the original trilogy why she isn't involved, and they're going to Obi-Wan.
That's what I'm saying. Is she going to show up in Obi-Wan?
I still think so. I still think there has to be a connection or some kind of talk.
It makes sense, right? Because
she could be Fulcrum for Andor.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's that mention, like, if Ahsoka runs into Obi-Wan and they have this dialogue, because they're on the run, they're Jedi on the run. They're not supposed,
Well,
I'm here, and Ahsoka, she's like, I'm going to go to the I'm going to go here, or not the outer rim, but like somewhere different to hide. Like Yoda's on Dagobah, you're on Tatooine, I'll be over here. You know what I mean? And then the original trilogy happens.
They could still have a connection. They have to have some kind of connection and talk, though, because they both talk to Bail. Both of them do. Or both of Bail knows where both of them are.
Wow, that's a good, like, so this would be the series for them to explain where she would be.
Maybe partially during the flashbacks figuring that out, but I think the Ahsoka series is going to have to flesh that out a little bit.
Well, like I said, like, like Yoda's chilling on Dagobah, I'm on Tatooine looking after Luke. Maybe Ahsoka's looking after Leia, over on Alderaan. But yeah,
why wouldn't that be the most awesome thing ever?
Yeah,
that would be incredible.
That what? That she's
watching over Leia. Yeah,
right.
And so we see, and then Ahsoka series, we see that where, so
because I would like some mention of it.
She is involved, but we just don't see it on screen.
Correct.
Yeah, because the book that the Ahsoka book only took place shortly after the Clone Wars ended. It wasn't a long, drawn out. It didn't cover years. It just covered a few months of her life after. It was
like an episode. It was like a little quick Clone Wars arc.
Yeah.
I mean, as her being Filoni's character, his baby, right? I think he would want to get a point across as far as, here you go, guys. Like, this is why we didn't see her. The whole explaining where she was, the back, like, there's no question about it. I don't think she necessarily has to be in Kenobi, but a mention, like we're saying, like if we explain that, or he's getting the word out or something. Because this is the only thing that I've been thinking about Obi-Wan is exactly how are they going after him? How do they find out? How do they know? If we see that other guy is a Jedi, because then it would tie everything from the Inquisitor being the Grand Inquisitor, who was actually one of the Temple Guards, to her for her story, and she's on the side, not a Jedi, right? Like, I think he would want that as well too, the whole togetherness of the story.
Yeah, and I agree, and there's a lot of dots to connect with Ahsoka. I think it's just going to be a long process. We're not going to get an answer like right away, like we want, right? Like I think that's okay with me. I think we'll get part of it in Kenobi, maybe a little touch more in Andor as the Fulcrum thing. I think will pop because she's part of the rebellion right here, and we don't really have Kenobi as part of it. They're going to have a Jedi connection, and then we'll get more flashbacks in her series, I would think, kind of explaining what's been going on, or at least discussion. Like they'll break it down a little bit in a talk. You know what I want? I want a flashback of her meeting Luke. I need that at some point. I mean, I like the whole just like your father thing, but I want to see a discussion or read a book about that talk. The
realization that you're Anakin's offspring, and he. Tell
me about my dad, and I can't believe you're alive. All that stuff.
And that would happen. I mean, honestly, that would happen after Return of the Jedi, right? So that's and basically, so that meeting is very, very soon, right? What we did get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, like almost the day before, not necessarily, but it's around that time. So, but so if Ahsoka's over on Alderaan looking after Leia, and she flees because she fears Alderaan's about to get,
No, she would have been off. She would have been off Alderaan because she is at that point. At that point, she's already been in the world between worlds. She's been out of the world between worlds. Leia is off doing her thing. There's no reason for her to be on Alderaan at that point. She has been Fulcrum.
Right. Well, if Leia's gone, exactly. So, but that would explain like the 18 years of chilling out there, running from the Inquisitors or whatever it is. That would explain that. And then if she fled that thing after Leia was captured, maybe she fled. Trying to, I don't know, but then it has to have that gap, from then until Mandalorian. So, and like I said, that's, there's going to be something else that she's doing because she's not directly involved in the Empire's downfall at all. or Vader's downfall at this point. Anything, it's just gone, right? And then she meets up with Luke later on. So there's a lot of things, and maybe that'll be told in a book. I don't know, like a novel.
Yeah, or they just, you know what? Or they just let it go. And they say, you guys don't really have to know everything. And we're like, oh shit.
True. You
Oh,
got us again. Yeah, exactly.
You're right. I don't have to know. I don't have to have that conversation. Some things are private. Damn it.
We were good for 30 years. Yeah, we were good for a long time without it.
That's why I appreciate Last Shot so much, because they have that quick, and I mean quick, like maybe a full page discussion about Lando feeling bad about the carbonite thing and Han letting him off the hook type of stuff. You know, that quick. Right. You needed that discussion between, hey, you know, we were buddies. You screwed me over. Now we're heroes. Where's the fix, and where's the actual? You know, you jacked me up there, dude, and I'm really sorry about it, bro. You know, it's that kind of thing. They had that discussion. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You like those little quick discussions that connect things. That's why I want one of those type of Luke and Ahsoka type discussions. Not that to be long, just a quick.
I like that idea. I like that too, you know. And those are the type of things that you'll get in the novels, right? You'll get in those things, and then we bring it to podcast discussions, and we, you know, kind of like, Lando has this and stuff, and the little tidbits there.
Little nuggets.
Yeah, we'll probably get those kind of things in books. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about that we're not going to get in the shows. And they got me, and they got me that last episode, that last series with Boba Fett. I'm not going to be all hype, so this might be better. I might really like Kenobi no matter what, because I am not going in here with super high expectations. Even though
what's
this
funny
is the one where I think should blow me away.
Yeah, that's funny. Is like as cool as the notion of a book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian. It's all cool, right? But Kenobi is heart. Kenobi is like the heart, and like we're getting deep into Star Wars lore here, because even the advertisements of him, you know, with him and Vader clashing, and then the dark and light and stuff, like reminiscing of Episode 3. It's reminiscing of like the old trilogy. You know what I mean? This is like what we lived for in a long time. These are not new characters. It's depth. It's, you know, this is what I think is more exciting. Yeah.
With Kenobi, I'm okay with a bunch of dialogue and slow and things like that, breaking things down, right? Going through story. Whereas that's kind of what we got in Boba Fett, and that should have been more kick your ass, right? I'm okay with it. With Kenobi, I expect we're probably going to get more bang than I even need in Kenobi. I would think, but it could be 6 episodes of him talking about how his PTSD from the Clone Wars. I'd be okay with it, really, if it gives me more insight.
So Mando Mike just asked a question. What is Ahsoka's endgame? Her path? She's not a Jedi. I thought she would train Grogu or protect him. Where do you think they will take her story? And this, I think, we've all been speculating for a long time. This is where the adaptation of the original Thrawn trilogy is going to come into play. And
Mara's character.
Yeah, essentially. Actually, before they introduced Luke, I thought that she would kind of be taking on that role, the Luke Skywalker role.
That's
in
true.
all of it.
I did too, but with Luke involved, you can't not use Luke. Oh, that's where it was, huh? Because it was going to be Ahsoka, and then they were going to go, and then we'd have Mace Windu, and then Thrawn going after Grogu and Ben instead of the twins, the unborn twins.
Right.
So. I mean, that's obviously the smart way to go, but
the way they're set up,
I don't know how to answer that question though, as to what the end game. Nobody knows what the end game for Ahsoka is right now.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's essentially, I would think it would be assisting Luke with reestablishing the Jedi Order.
I like that she's not a Jedi still, because Luke's probably still in the point where he's reading from the Jedi text. He's going from the stuff. He's still by the book, right? And I would think Ahsoka sees that and knows how the book goes and doesn't want to screw with the book, you know, and she's still her own thing.
She should screw with the book. She should screw with the book, because they screwed her over big time by following that book.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why she's not quite ready to join Luke's thing here. She still does her own thing, because she probably sees it's different. Luke's going to train him, not me, because Luke is by that book. And I'm not going to be about that. But Luke obviously is under Kenobi, he's under Yoda, all this stuff. He's Anakin's son. She's not going to screw with it. She's going to let him do what he does, but maybe should have. Or maybe they had that discussion somewhere. She's all, well, maybe you shouldn't worry so much about these Jedi texts, and you should worry more about the feel and the this and the that, And he's like, no, I should do this because this is what Kenobi, my father, Yoda, everybody did. So we're going to do this.
Yeah, it's studying history, so it's studying the mistakes in the past, and maybe, hopefully, but he obviously doesn't.
And he didn't learn that until Last Jedi, which he talks about.
Exactly, he didn't learn it, and she probably just walked away. You got to figure this out. In his
hubris, that means at some point he was cocky enough he was told something and went against it. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. In my hubris, I thought so. At some point, Ahsoka is going to tell him something is wrong, and he'll be like, "I can do it because I'm Luke Skywalker. I believe
I'll change it. I'll change it."
Don't you hear what everybody says about me? I'm 10 foot tall and can bring down Star Destroyers. I'm the guy that brought down the Death Star. He's going to get cocky at some point.
With my laser sword, right?
Yeah, and then that's why he says it later, and it's like, that's all his. This is the shit I would say when I was younger, coming out in Last Jedi.
Yeah, it's definitely
all important. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and again. Sorry, people, but that's what Last Jedi. That's what was great about Last Jedi, Luke's arc and his observance of his own teachings and the Jedi, the downfall of the Jedi, why they were downfall, and why did I repeat this? And I'm not going to repeat this again. So here's what I do when I'm going to tell Rey is what Ahsoka told me. I'm going to tell her, you just have to destroy this and not go about it. Don't even learn about this. Just learn, a different way of
become something new.
Light side. Yeah, become something new. Hence the yellow lightsaber and that stuff too. So
with just real quick, I know you're trying to wrap it, but
that's okay.
With all the talk of Luke and his teachings, it just makes me think again, because I'm so excited at Kenobi. Do you think there's going to be an interaction between Luke and Kenobi at this age of him seeing him young?
I think so.
Yeah.
And do you think he's slowly guiding him, Obi-Wan guiding Luke, like how we see him trying to fly?
And I think that's why Uncle Owen interferes. Say, hey, leave us alone.
Yeah, something really cool in the last Kenobi book. Two things here that I hope we see. Ben makes toys for Luke. Like he crafts them and leaves them for him. But like he leaves a T-16. I think he makes a T-16, and
awesome.
He doesn't give them to like Owen doesn't give it to him. Then there's one point where they get hit by raiders. I want to see that happen. They get hit by raiders, and Obi-Wan. I'm forgetting the story a little bit, but Obi-Wan comes to help. As everything's going on, young Luke comes out and tries to grab one of the raiders to stop it, and Owen sees that. He's got that. Luke has this energy, this no fear, and this he wants to be a hero too, and he'll go out there and fight, and that freaks the hell out of Owen.
Yeah.
Right. And that's when Owen loses it on Kenobi and tells him to stay away from Luke and blah blah blah. And he's not going to go
with him in the face, doesn't he? I think he punches him out or knocks him down. I hope that kind of thing happens. That's the vibe I get in that trailer when he says, "Oh, like you trained your father."
Right.
I want to see that's the precursor to that next piece when he loses it on him.
I think it'd be fantastic, necessary and fantastic.
Yeah. I hope so too. And then that way why he hadn't seen him again in a long time, and Owen has such a distaste for him at that point. Yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I did find it interesting that Dave Filoni this week, he was talking about Luke in a kind of a retrospective way. And he mentioned that he feels like out of all the Jedi, Luke is most like Qui-Gon Jinn. And that he is more in touch with the universe as a whole rather than the narrow-minded ways of Yoda and Obi-Wan and all that. And
he did make that comparison. Like he did. That was very cool.
Which is interesting because if you think about it, so does that mean that even Luke even if Qui-Gon was head of the Jedi Order, it still would have fallen even if he had been leading it? Because Luke, if he's more like Qui-Gon and it's still tanked, I think it was just kind of fated to happen.
Think if Qui-Gon was left in charge, my thought would be he would he's the Donald Trump of the party. He would be taking it from within and rebuilding it something different. And I think that what the Jedi Order as we knew it would have fell. Yeah, but I don't think maybe the Galactic Empire would have came in. I don't know.
I think if he was on the council, him and Dooku would have had a different type of conversation at that point, and things might have been a little bit different. and they could have probably changed him and Dooku together would have changed stuff. Right?
There's no way Qui-Gon would have went dark side or even let like Dooku with that dark side. Like Dooku was like, all right, cool. I'm using dark side powers to do what I want, or I'm going that way. I don't think Qui-Gon would have went that way, but I do think that he would have destroyed the mission statements of the Jedi Order and their way of like attachments. I think all that stuff I think would have been different.
Yeah, I like that interview kind of leaned into how everybody left right now is kind of a disciple of Qui-Gon, right? Because then they were all trained, because he trained Obi-Wan trained Anakin, Obi-Wan trained Luke, and then Anakin trained Ahsoka. And that's kind of what that was going to, was
that's why we need Qui-Gon more into
how integral Qui-Gon was and his teachings were to the overall. Absolutely. None of this shit would have happened if Qui-Gon would have just left that little turd back on Tatooine.
That's right.
Yep.
It was the Force that led us here.
Yeah.
I couldn't use the Force to interfere, but we can. Never mind. I'm not going to even get the chance and stuff.
Before we go, I did have a couple of slides to show of our big event on May 5th.
Oh yeah,
to share with some folks.
Oh, we had pictures. That was our big unoiled part. We forgot to pick.
Yeah, I know, right? We needed.
Well, we're oiling it now, so it's like better late than never.
Well, somebody was wearing a Boba Fett costume and had his phone in his pocket and couldn't get to it. So I've got a couple of slides I made here to show some photos behind the scenes right here, and this was over on the left. That's me as Boba Fett with my wife, and we've got Aura Props, Scott Bravo over there with his buddy on the right as Vader and Din Djarin, and in the center that is the team that took second place. That is the Bad Motivators. On that table right there is Don the Dad Dorn and Mando Mike, with Obi-Wan 1977, who's a regular in our chat. So that's pretty cool. They took second place. And then the second photo here, that's Crystal E, that is normally she's not in our chat today, but that's her on the left. That is our grand prize winner. He looks so thrilled to be there. That is
Give me some harder questions next time.
I know, right? And that was the prize, the first place prize. It was a autographed Ashley Eckstein and Timothy Zahn poster. So and some drinks and a comic book and a Sarlacc Digest sticker, because who doesn't need a Sarlacc Digest sticker?
What we really blew, besides getting pictures of us during the whole thing, right? Was we had so many people there, because we had Scott Bravo there, Rose a listener, Crystal's a listener, Gordon's there, Mando Mike was there, right? It took till the end of the day when I realized Crystal, Mike, and Gordon didn't know the three of them were there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You know what I mean? And then we connected those three of them and having them like, you guys are in the chat every week. Boom. Why aren't we talking? It was so cool to get everybody there. And then we didn't even get Scott and Ro and Don over there talking. That's a lot of listeners all up in one place. It was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And the photo over there on the left, that is Marco's son, Mikey, failing his father miserably by not taking first place.
That's right.
And we got Bootleg Joe there in action. He's all blurry.
He tried to help. Mikey said Joey was helping us.
So the photo on the right there is just an overall picture of the speakeasy that we were in at the social. Gordon is in that photo. He's just way in the back.
Hey, me too. I'm emceeing somewhere in there.
You are. You're walking around. And then, of course, we've got Isaac right there in the center, who is a regular in our chat also. He won the random drawing for the Din Djarin Mando helmet.
Yeah.
Handmade by Scott Bravo, who is right there in the Darth Vader costume.
Yeah. We had some awesome prizes. I mean, really,
my God.
Yeah. A really, really good turnout for the toy drive that we had.
There were 19 teams.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
At a little pub, that's not bad.
Right. And only a few of them were single. Like Ro, I think Ro, the winner, was the only one that was by himself.
Well, and the dude Rob at the bar, who had never seen a Star Wars film, right?
He did good.
He got 3 in 4 rounds, but whatever. It was cool. Fun. He was playing along. Yeah.
He was there just for drinks.
Yeah. He was there for drinks and played along when we were handing out the trivia.
The really cool One of the really cool parts was that even if they didn't bring a toy, the representative for the United Way was there. Randy was there, and she would accept cash donations. So even if they didn't have a toy, they could come over, they could give a cash donation, join in on the festivities, and everybody there just had a damn good time.
It was a good time. Special shout out to the social again for opening our doors because they're closed they're closed that day, and they opened especially for us. We had the taco truck downstairs, dude. It was great. It was a lot of fun, and we're gonna try to make it a bi-yearly thing, right? So like maybe one in May and one in December, as far as like a live thing, and then of course we promise to integrate trivia into our podcast, either a special event like Chris was talking about, like bringing people on from the chat and having them compete, or fun and stuff like that, and or maybe a weekly segment too, like 10-minute thing that we put on Mondays, of just straight up trivia. I'm down. And maybe we'll do something like, because we like giving away things. We like going to Celebration. I'm sure we're gonna collect things, get some autographs and stuff, and we use that for giveaways. So we would like to give back. So a lot of times, like maybe we'll gather questions from the pit, and then if we use your question, if they stumps everybody, you get a prize. So we're gonna try to do a lot of that stuff and make it more interactive. I think that's a lot of fun. So.
I'm also already in talks with the social for next year, and they are talking. We were talking about possibly splitting the event in two on May 4th, and having a from 5 to 7 p.m. an all ages family event in the parking lot, and then from 7 to 10 going upstairs and having the 21 and over trivia challenge. So. It could become something that's. I mean, we were in the Victor Valley News. I know it's Victorville, but we were in the news group, man. It was pretty cool.
We're always in the news for something, but this is better. This is
a good
positive.
thing. Yeah, it was a good thing for once.
I mean, people that outside of like it's sad to say, but Victorville and stuff has been in the news a lot lately, and it's for the wrong reason. So
it's never.
And
good.
that's what's one of the things that I was reaching out to these people. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of the car crashes. I'm tired of the bodies on the ground. Hey, we're doing something positive. So can you report this? And they did. So it was cool. It was really cool, guys. Cool. So anyway, let's get out of here. Let's meet up again next week, guys. We could try, getting episode 159. I don't think Chris is gonna be here next week, so we might
it might be the same situation. I'm in the same time zone. It just depends on how the night goes. We'll see.
We'll see how far around the rim you go.
Listeners, oh boy, don't bail though. We have a new outro video you need to watch. It's entertaining. So as we say goodbye.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I want to thank everybody, again, for showing up and talking and geeking out. I know sometimes it gets a little bit repetitive on the talk as far as like what the content, but you know what? We try to tend to get a little bit of new things here and there into it, but we just can't wait for the Kenobi series and Celebration to kick off, and we'll be reporting a lot on that. So with that, thank you everybody in the pit. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, share with all your friends, and I'm gonna bring it over to Ernie to talk us out.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon, which is down there. It helps out the show. Become a member and you get some extra content. Follow us on all of our personal socials where you can catch us. Don't forget our sponsors, Tashi Station Emporium for all your figure stand needs. Also had a new post up there with the brand new what are we calling those? Storage boxes, display boxes?
Yeah, the crates, the Star Wars inspired crates, the fully
Star Wars crates.
They are live now on the website.
Yes,
Promo
they are.
Code to get 10% off your entire order too is in the description below. So these went live last night.
Go check them out for sure. And
I bought a buttload of them. They're awesome.
You did?
Yeah. They have many different uses, which are really, really good.
Yeah.
So please check us out here every Wednesday night. Don't forget to go back on our other content. Check out our TikTok for all those 1-minute reviews, but they're also posted up here. Stay in contact with us on Twitter. And don't forget our Facebook page, Sarlacc Digest Central, for Star Wars talk, news, and other stuff that's found for 24/7 during the day.
Awesome. And with that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody.